Hi, future UGC NET qualifiers. Welcome back to arpatakarwa.com, your ultimate guide to cracking UGC NET Paper 1. I hope you're ready to dive into today's session because it's going to be a key topic that can boost your preparation significantly. Today, we are talking about types of sampling, a concept that's not just critical for your exam but also for your understanding of how research is conducted in real life. And I can't tell you how important it is for your UGC NET paper 1 preparation because every time in almost all the shifts, at least one question is confirmed from this topic. Sampling is like choosing the perfect bite of a dish to decide how good the whole meal is going to be. It's about selecting a smaller group or a sample that represents the larger population, but you do not have to get confused because we are going to look at different types of sampling and धीरे धीरे पूरे वीडियो को एंड तक देखने के बाद आपको क्लियर हो जाएगा what sampling is all about. But before that, let us address this particular question that why is sampling so important? Well, imagine trying to survey every single person in the country to know what is their food preference. Will you be able to go and ask each and every individual living in India about their food preference if you're conducting a research? That's practically impossible, right? This is where sampling comes into the picture. It saves time, resources, and effort while still giving us reliable results. This reminds me, I've made a very important video on types of validity, जो reliability से काफी similar है. So, please make sure that you go to my playlist section and check out the types of validity wala video. Okay. In this video, I'm going to break down different types of sampling into simple and easy to understand categories with relatable examples to help you grasp each and every sampling category. Okay, so stay with me till the end because today's topic is going to help you get those extra marks and also sharpen your research skills. Okay, so let's get started. But before that, you have to sit back and relax while you watch this video because I've created a special PDF that summarizes this entire video and provides you with exam ready notes. You just have to drop a message on the WhatsApp number that is flashing on your screen, or you have to click the WhatsApp link in the description box and we are going to send the PDF right on your phone. Okay. So now let us begin by looking at the first type of sampling, which is probability or random sampling. So let's start with probability sampling, also known as random sampling. This is one of the most important methods of sampling, and here's why. It gives every individual in the population an equal chance of being selected. Now you might think ये population क्या है? Okay, so let me clarify that. पॉपुलेशन एंड सैंपल दो टर्म्स हैं. सो जब भी आप रिसर्च कंडक्ट करते हैं तो जो भी लोग जिन पे आप रिसर्च एक्चुअली कंडक्ट करना चाहते हैं उन सभी को पॉपुलेशन कहा जाता है. सो फॉर एग्जांपल, इफ यू वांट टू नो कि 10th स्टैंडर्ड में हाउ मेनी स्टूडेंट्स राइट नाउ आर स्ट्रेस्ड अबाउट देयर बोर्ड एग्जाम्स, सो इन दैट केस 10th स्टैंडर्ड के सारे स्टूडेंट्स अक्रॉस इंडिया will be your population. But since it is not possible for you to go and meet and gather data from each and every student who is in 10th standard in every nook and corner, every village, every city of India, then what do? You choose a sample from this entire population. So बहुत बड़ा population है, उसमें से आप कुछ students को चुनते हैं. Maybe there can be 5 स्कूल्स जहाँ के 10th ग्रेड के स्टूडेंट्स से आप सर्वे कंडक्ट करेंगे, पूछेंगे और जो भी रिजल्ट आएगा उसे आप जनरलाइज कर देंगे दैट दिस इज द रिजल्ट which is applicable to all the student across India who are in 10th grade. So वो जो 5 स्कूल्स आप चुन रहे हैं और वो जो छोटा सा एक ग्रुप है जिस पे आप रिसर्च कंडक्ट कर रहे हैं उसे सैंपल कहा जाता है. सो पॉपुलेशन इज द बिग सेट एंड उसके अंदर का एक छोटा सा सबसेट इज योर सैंपल. ओके, नाउ दैट दिस इज क्लियर, लेट अस मूव अहेड एंड think about and talk about probability sampling. So probability sampling में क्या है? Every individual in the population has an equal chance of being selected. Think of it as drawing names out of a hat. कि एक hat है, उसमें से मैं पर्चियां निकाल रही हूँ. अब हर पर्ची में एक इंसान का नाम है और मैं किसी भी पर्ची को निकालूं, किसी भी चिट को निकालूं, सबका equal chance है to get selected. Okay, so this is what probability or random sampling is all about, where everyone has an equal shot of being picked. This method ensures fairness and reduces bias in research. Let's understand three different types of probability sampling. The first one is simple random sampling. This is the most basic type of random sampling. Imagine you are conducting a study in a school and you want to select 10 students from a total of 100 students. So, if you randomly pick names from a big box जिसके अंदर आपने all 100 students की चिट डाल दी है, उनमें से आप 10 randomly select कर रहे हो, that's simple random sampling. Each student has the same chance of being chosen, making the process fair and unbiased. Okay, I'll give you another example. Let's say a researcher wants to survey customers in a supermarket. So they assign each customer a number and use a random number generator to select 50 customers for the survey. So just like we have we play these housey games ना in family gathering जहाँ पे वो कोई भी एक number pick करते that is a random number generator machine. उसमें से वो 15 customers को pick कर लेते हैं. This ensures that every customer has an equal chance of being chosen. Okay, so this is simple random sampling. Now we move to next type of sampling, which is stratified random sampling. Now, sometimes the population is divided into groups, which we also call strata. So group को ये अलग नाम दिया है strata का. And these groups can be based on different characteristics like age, gender, income. So then in this case, what the researcher would do, he would randomly select samples from each group or each strata to ensure proper representation. This method is great for capturing diversity within the population. समझ नहीं आया? Again, let's understand this with an example. Suppose a researcher is studying college students and he divides them into two groups, male and female. He is conducting a research on college students, but अगर वो चाहता है कि उसके सैंपल के अंदर मेल एंड फीमेल का रेशियो सेम हो, सो ही इज गोइंग टू डिवाइड दोज कॉलेज स्टूडेंट्स इनटू टू ग्रुप्स, मेल and female, and then randomly select equal number of students from both the group to ensure that both genders are represented well in the study. Okay, so that is stratified random sampling. Now we move to another type of random sampling, which is cluster sampling. Okay, now in cluster sampling, what happens? Instead of selecting individuals randomly, researcher divide the population into clusters like neighborhood के अलग अलग क्लस्टर्स बना दिए, स्कूल्स के बना दिए, रीजन्स के बना दिए, एंड देन ही रैंडमली सेलेक्ट एंटायर क्लस्टर्स. इफ यू सीन इंडिया के इलेक्शंस को, सो इंडिया के इलेक्शंस में अलग अलग इन्होंने डिविजन्स बना रखे हैं. सो आपके सिटी के अंदर भी देयर मस्ट बी डिफरेंट polling booths, okay, divided based on different regions or different पिन कोड. सो कुछ कुछ पिन कोड्स के जो लोग हैं वो एक पर्टिकुलर पोलिंग बूथ के अंदर जाते हैं. तो इस तरीके से डिफरेंट क्लस्टर्स आर फॉर्म्ड. इवन इफ यू लुक एट हाउ द पॉलिटिक्स हैंडल्स द एंटायर कंट्री, सो वहां पे भी क्या है, सेंट्रल गवर्नमेंट एक है, देन वी हैव स्टेट गवर्नमेंट, स्टेट के अंदर भी वी हैव डिस्ट्रिक्ट गवर्नमेंट, उसमें भी पंचायती राज अलग है. सो डिविजन्स बना दिए, डिस्ट्रिक्ट्स में इंडिया को डिवाइड किया है सो दैट मैनेजमेंट ईजी हो जाए. अ सिमिलर थिंग इज फॉलोड इन केस ऑफ क्लस्टर सैम्पलिंग. वहां पे क्या कर रहे हैं, जो पूरी पॉपुलेशन है उसको डिवाइड कर रहे हैं इनटू डिफरेंट क्लस्टर्स. ओके, एंड देन दे सेलेक्ट एंटायर क्लस्टर, ओके, टू रिसर्च. फॉर एग्जाम्पल, let's say a company wants to survey employees across 100 branches of their organization. Now, it is not possible to call all the employees or survey all the employees that are there in 100 branches. So, instead of selecting employees randomly from all the branches, what they are going to do, they are going to randomly choose any 5 branches and survey every employee that are there in those branches. This saves a lot of time and resources. So, क्या हुआ कि automatically जो उनके सारे employees थे, they were divided into different clusters, and those clusters were the different branches of that company. So rather than picking up samples from every branch, they just randomly selected 3 clusters or 5 clusters or 5 branches, and then they surveyed every employee in those branches. This is what we call as cluster sampling. Now you will find all of these sampling types explained in detail in my Amazon bestseller, the UGC Net Paper 1 book, which is India's only net book right now that comes with 100 plus video lectures and 3000 plus unit-wise solved PYQs. In fact, our book has been praised for its innovative teaching style by the legendary Amitabh Bachchan. So you can go ahead and read all these samplings from the book. You can order that online, or you can get a copy from the nearest retail store. Now let's move on to the next type of sampling, which is non-probability sampling, also known as non-random sampling. Unlike probability sampling that we just saw a few minutes back, here in this case of non-probability sampling, not everyone in the population has an equal chance of being selected. Instead, researchers choose samples based on their own convenience or based on the specific purpose or specific quota. While this method is quicker and easier, it's not perfect representative of the population. And at times we will find that this is more biased than the sample that we get from the random sampling. Okay, now it's time to look at some different types of non-probability or non-random sampling. The first important type of non-probability sampling is convenience sampling. As the name suggests, this method is all about convenience. Researchers here select individuals who are easy to get or readily available, even if they don't fully represent the larger population. It's useful when time or resources are limited. Confused? Let me explain that with an example. Let's say a researcher wants to study students' eating habits, but only surveys students that are there in their own college cafeteria because those students are easily accessible. So वो इंडिया के अलग अलग गाँव में या शहरों में जाके बाकी स्टूडेंट्स के ईटिंग हैबिट्स नहीं पता करते, बट उनके लोकेलिटी में जो कॉलेज है उसके कैफेटेरिया में जाके और स्टूडेंट से रिसर्च कर लेते. While this is a very quick and convenient way, this sample might not represent students from other colleges or other regions of India who don't visit the cafeteria. So हो सकता है बॉम्बे में अगर कोई स्टूडेंट रह रहा हो या फिर कोई स्टूडेंट एक छोटे से गांव में पालमपुर में रह रहा हो, उन दोनों कॉलेज स्टूडेंट्स की ईटिंग हैबिट्स काफी डिफरेंट होंगे. Yet they are not a part of the sample. That is the reason why we would say that इनका जो रिसर्च है वो हम largely applicable नहीं कर सकते. Right? Now, before I move on and talk about the next type of sampling, I would just want to tell you that if you like this video and if you want more such informative videos wherein I explain important topics of UGC Net Paper 1 in less than 15 minutes, then hit the subscribe button and tap the bell icon. Also, don't forget to check out the playlist section where I've organized unit-wise playlists for UGC Net Paper 1. This way, you will find all the video lectures for each unit together, making your preparation so much easier. Now we move on to the next type of sampling, which is judgment or purposive sampling. Now, in this method, the researcher uses their knowledge or judgment to select participants who they believe are the most relevant or suitable for the study. This is commonly used in qualitative research where specific expertise or characteristics are needed. Let me give you another example. Let's say a study on leadership skill is getting conducted, and there they might focus only on managers in a company as the researcher believes that they are the best representatives of leadership. So सारे एम्प्लॉइज जितने भी कंपनी में हैं उन सबको रिसर्च का पार्ट बनाने की जगह सिर्फ जो मैनेजर्स हैं उनको सैंपल का पार्ट बनाया जाए. वाई? बिकॉज दे ट्रूली रिप्रेजेंट द लीडरशिप स्किल्स. सिमिलरली अ रिसर्चर स्टडीइंग रेयर डिजीजेस, लेट्स से Alzheimer may only include patients that are diagnosed with that specific condition. So अगर Alzheimer के ऊपर कोई टेस्ट कंडक्ट हो रहा है तो सबको नहीं लेंगे उसका पार्ट, सिर्फ एल्जाइमर जिनको हुआ है उन्हीं पेशेंट्स को या जिनको डायग्नोस हुआ है अभी अर्ली स्टेज चल रहा है उन्हीं को इस रिसर्च का पार्ट बनाएंगे. दैट इज जजमेंट सैम्पलिंग. And finally, the last one that we are going to deal with is quota sampling. Now, the third type of non-probability sampling is quota sampling, and this involves dividing the population into specific groups, जैसे एज के बेसिस पे, जेंडर के बेसिस पे, ऑक्यूपेशन के बेसिस पे. and then selecting a specific number which they call quota. So, specific number or quota of participants from each group. The researcher decides the quota but doesn't randomly select participants from each group. For example, imagine a researcher is conducting a survey on shopping habits. Now, they decide in advance that their sample should include 50 men and 50 women, as well as 25 people from each age group. So, they have divided different age group, 18 to 25, 26 to 35, 36 to 45, and so on. So, to fill these quotas, the researcher goes to a shopping mall, approaches anyone who fits these criteria, say by asking random shoppers about their gender and age, and वो जिस भी ग्रुप के अंदर क्वालिफाई कर रहे हैं उस ग्रुप के अंदर उनका रिसर्च का जो क्वेश्चनर है उसको डाल दिया. Once the quota for a group is full, they stop selecting participants from that group. Let's say they want to take up 25 men who are between the age of 18 to 25. So once they have taken 25 men randomly from that शॉपिंग मॉल, उसके बाद अब वो उस कैटेगरी या उस एज ग्रुप के मेल्स को नहीं अपने रिसर्च का पार्ट बनाएंगे. फिर दे आर गोइंग टू फोकस ऑन मेन हु रेंज बिटवीन 26 to 35. Okay, so this method ensures diversity, but this doesn't use random selection. Randomly select nahi kar rahe, as the researcher picks participants based on availability and convenience. Okay. Now there are many more types of non-probability or non-random sampling like snowball sampling. In fact, there's another category of sampling which is known as quasi-probability sampling that lies between probability and non-probability sampling. दोनों के traits उसके अंदर आते हैं and they are known as quasi-probability sampling, जिससे काफी बार questions आते हैं. Since we are running we're running late for this video, so what I'm going to do is I am going to ask you to go through quasi-probability sampling from my book, UGC NET Paper 1 book. I have explained all these types of sampling by giving you many examples so that every sampling sticks inside your head and you don't have to mug up the definition or just try to cram whatever is there in the book. You actually understand the differences between different probability and the use case in real life. Okay, so with that note, I would like to finish the video, but before that, there are some important solved questions from this topic that have been asked in past UGC NET Paper 1, and let's have a look at some of them right now. So the first question is right there in front of your screen, and the question talks about the purpose of stratified random sampling, and the correct answer is B. Why B? Because stratified random sampling, as we just saw in the video, divides the entire population into groups which they call as strata, and they are based on specific characteristics like age, gender or income. Then a random sample is taken from each group to ensure that all categories are proportionately represented in the study. And that's why the correct answer is B, which is for proportionate representation from different categories. Now we move on and look at the second question. If a researcher selected 5 schools at random and then interviewed each of the teachers in those 5 schools, the researcher is using which kind of sampling? And such questions are very common in UGC NET exam, where they are going to give you a real life situation and will ask you to pick up the right kind of sampling. That is the reason why I always say that mugging up is a bad option, because you will be asked application based questions. So for that, you need to understand what are the different types of sampling and how are they different. So coming back to this question, the correct answer is cluster random sampling. Why? Because here the researcher divides the population into groups or clusters. In this case, in this question, they have different clusters which are different schools, and then they randomly select a few clusters. In our case, they have selected 5 schools, and then they include all the members of these selected clusters. In our case, all the teachers of the chosen school are a part of the study. So, there's another interesting question that is flashing on your screen. If you know the answer, mention that in the comment section below. If you're looking for more PYQs on this topic, you can refer to the Unit End questions that are there in the UGC NET Paper 1 book that provide you with 3000 plus unit-wise solved questions. And that's it from my side for this video lecture. We'll meet very soon in the next video lecture. Till the time we meet next, happy learning, keep loving literature, and stay tuned to arpitakarwa.com.